Hello everyone, my name is Tian Hatang. I'm originally from South Africa, but the last 20 years I've spent in Southeast Asia, 14 years in China, and the last 6 years in Vietnam, where at the moment I am an IELTS instructor and ESL teacher.
For the past 4 years, I have been employed by the AMA English Training Center in Tam Kỳ, a small rural city about 1 hour's drive south of Da Nang. I am the author of the IELTS 7 series of textbooks. The first one is dealing with writing, task 2. The second one, IELTS speaking, part 1, part 2, and part 3. And the third book is English Chinese glossary, consisting of 12,000 words in lists according to the IELTS topics, and this book is meant for Chinese students.
In this video, we are going to look at a topic from the IELTS 7 speaking textbook, and the topic will be on part 2 of speaking.
Let's now look at a topic card. This one is about a park or a garden. Describe a garden or park in your city. You should say where it is, what does it look like, what do people do there, and why do you like it. The examiner will hand you the topic card, and you will have 1 minute to prepare for your speech. We use the first few questions as an introduction to our speech, and these questions do not carry a lot of weight, so don't spend too much time on them. I would say 10 to 15 seconds maximum, so that you can get to the main body of your speech. This is my introduction. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you. I hope you will find my talk interesting and informative. I would like to tell you about Beiling Park. It is situated in the northern part of Shenyang, just before you get to the outskirts of the city. It has many gardens with many different flower and plant species and has a large lake area. It is suitable for many outdoor activities. For example, in winter you can go skating on the lake, and in summer people like to have picnics there.
So let's have a look at some useful vocabulary from this introduction.
So let's look at some vocabulary in this short introduction to your speech. The first one is the outskirts of the city. This means the area on the edges of the city, around the city. Don't confuse that with suburbs. Suburbs means the area around the city center, or what we also call the Central Business District, or the CBD. These areas are usually residential areas and are also on the edge of larger cities, but they are mainly for people to live in. Next, we get to species. This means a group of living things that are all exactly the same. All plant and animal species have scientific names. specific names so we can distinguish them from other groups. For example, a husky in the picture on the left is one species in the dog family. A collie in the picture on the right is a different species. Although they are both in the dog family, they don't look the same, and we therefore have to distinguish between them, and for that we have different species and different names. The next word that we are going to have a look at is tomb. Make sure about the pronunciation. We don't pronounce the B, so we just say tomb. It's the place where a dead person had been laid to rest or had been buried. It is usually underground, like you can see in the picture on the left, and it is a very common way to bury people long ago. Don't confuse that with a mausoleum. A mausoleum, you can see in the picture in the middle, is a building, and inside the building you will find the corpse of the dead person in a tomb. And some mausoleums are very large and very beautiful, the most famous one being the Taj Mahal in India. Mausoleums are also built for important people, leaders from countries like Ho Chi Minh from Vietnam, Mao Zedong from China, or Abraham Lincoln from America, and that is to remember them and honor them. So that is a mausoleum.
Next, we get to the main body of our speech. If you look at IELTS topics, speaking part 2 topics, you will notice that many of them, the topic card ends with the question why. The reason is that if you can explain why, an examiner can evaluate your English much better. And therefore I believe that it's most important to spend the largest part of your speech on this question. And for that reason, I always suggest that students give 3 reasons, and every reason should be accompanied by an example. This carries a lot of weight in the scoring of part 2, and it will be to your advantage to use this pattern.
Now we get to the main body of our speech, and I usually start with an opening sentence. In this case, there are several reasons as for why I would like to talk about Baling Park. Allow me to explain by mentioning some of them briefly. And then I give 3 reasons. And every reason is indicated by a code word, like first of all, secondly, lastly. Especially lastly is very important so that the examiner can know that you are finishing. That will improve your score dramatically if he doesn't have to stop you. Now, a reason is always a statement. You will see that I've highlighted the 3 words is, because the reason is a statement. It's a sentence that tells me what you believe. What is your opinion? What do you think? Other people might disagree with you, but this is your opinion. And it's very important to only have one item in this sentence, because you are only going to talk about one thing. The first reason why do you like this park. Okay. um, and then um, we should follow every reason with an example. Back the reason up with an example. The reason for that is that um, anybody can say this is a beautiful place, but do you really know what a beautiful place is, or are you just like a parrot repeating what your teacher told you? When you have an example, it will show the examiner that you really know what you are talking about. Again, we have code words like what I mean, for instance, that is to say, for example, and so on. This will improve your score because, again, the examiner knows what you are doing. You are giving an example, you are saying for instance, or that is to say. And then I usually close my speech with a friendly sentence. So those are the reasons why I like Bailing Park. Thank you. This should be enough material to keep your speech within 2 minutes.
So with that, we get to the end of this video. I hope you have found it useful. I want to mention that the book that I have written is available free of charge, an electronic version of the book. Just contact me. I will give you my contact details just after this, and I would also ask you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I can promise you YouTube or I will not bother you. It's only so that you can know when I post the next video. So thank you very much for watching, and in light of the pandemic, my wish to you is please stay safe.
You can contact me on Facebook by leaving a message, or you can contact me on YouTube by leaving a comment in the video. In both cases, all you do is search for Christian Hartung and you will find me. So please click on the subscribe button on the bottom right hand side of your screen, and YouTube will let you know when I paste a new video, and it will also let us know how many people are actually watching the videos, and that I will appreciate very much. Thank you.